Tuesday morning at the Brier. Kathy, great to see the two buses have arrived that you'll throw me under.
Bus number 1 and bus number 2.
The Brier on TSN. Glad you're with us. Tuesday morning, Southern Alberta, Lethbridge. First time this city has hosted the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. Awesome to have fans coming in the building. There's our feature. It is Mike McEwen, Manitoba, Paul Flemming, Nova Scotia, coming up next on TSN. Last night, Kathy, draw 9, two of the best in Matt Dunstone and Kevin Cooey, and it was a shot-making clinic.
It really was. I think back to that fourth end that people will be talking about for a long time. Brilliance and more brilliance here in 10. Matt Dunstone puts it in the only shot that Kevin Cooey might have had. Kevin looked at it, said, "I've got nothing," and shook hands.
What a performance. He's 5-0, two-time bronze medalist at the Brier. Is this the year for Matt Dunstone? He wins 8-6 over one of the favorites, Brendan Botcher out of Alberta. Team Canada 8-6 over Colton Flash in Saskatchewan. PEI a win over Newfoundland and Labrador. And Glenn Howard on the board. He's got his first win, 5-4 over James Grattan. So look at Pool B. That's our focus this morning. Pool A, Dunstone, Botcher, Cooey. Top of the table right now on their side. Top three make the playoffs. Our focus, look at Brad Gushu, wildcard 4-0. And what a matchup. Flemming 3-0 and McEwen at 2-1. Good morning, Canada. Welcome. Come on inside the building. Brian Mudrick joined by Kathy Gauthier. Always exciting this time of week when it comes to the Tim Hortons Brier. So we focus on Mike McEwen, and he was a feature game in a morning draw, Kathy, earlier in the week, taking on Jason Gunlickson, the Battle of Manitoba, and Team McEwen just wasn't sharp.
Well, they weren't, and it really wasn't about confidence. We heard them saying over and over again, "I'm softening it, I'm not throwing it." You have to believe in the broom, and this man is playing as good as I have ever seen him play. They rebounded yesterday afternoon. Mike, 95% in the game.
Had a bronze medal in St. John's back in 2017. Meantime, Paul Flemming has been there, done that. It's his 10th Brier appearance. First time skipping since 2013, though, and he seems to have the magic formula so far this time around in Lethbridge.
Well, he's so excited to be back skipping, but where he's got the best supporting actor is his third. We wondered about Scott Zachary coming in. He's played second before, but he rose to the occasion. 91% in that big win yesterday. When you have somebody like that supporting you, it's going to make a really big difference in the game today.
Last time that Nova Scotia made the playoffs at the Brier, it was Mark Dacey back in 2006, and Paul Flemming has the Blue Nosers cruising. First rock, next from Lethbridge.
The Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties. And by New Holland, proud supporter of Curling Canada.
I definitely have an appreciation of wearing the bison and that storied history, so we really embrace that. A little extra pressure to do our very best with the Manitoba colors on our back.
This is why we play, to get to the show. You know, they're just steady doing what they do and giving me all the support that I need, and these guys are great, and it just means a lot to share this with them.
That Brier tankard, such a beautiful trophy. Our feature, we're set. It's time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Manitoba. And it is Mike McEwen out of the West St. Paul Curling Club. Your skip is Mike McEwen. At third, Reed Carruthers. Second, Derek Samagalski. And at lead, Colton Lott. And Team Nova Scotia out of the Halifax Curling Club. At lead, Phil Kroll. Second, Ryan Abraham. At third, Scott Zachary. And your skip is Paul Flemming. So Team Nova Scotia, what a start. 3-0 out of the gate. Mike McEwen, Team Manitoba, a 2-1 record. There you see Flemming, the Yellowstones this morning. McEwen, the Redstones. And it was Team Nova Scotia winning that draw to the button. So to kick things off, it is the lead for Team Manitoba, Colton Lott. And Colton, a big week for him. A name you'll recognize. We saw him make a couple of gold medal finals at the Canadian mixed doubles. And he's replacing Colin Hodgson, who unfortunately had to deal with COVID. Colin, also a really tough injury back home as well, nagging lower body injury, so we wish Colin all the best, but what a thrill for Colton to step up and play on the big stage here.
Well, he's become a super spare. He wound up playing third for Matt Dunstone at the Olympic trials when Braden Muscowie was not able to, and wound up at the top amongst thirds. You saw his numbers this morning. Now playing lead this week for Team Manitoba.
And Phil Kroll, how impressive has he been? And Kathy, just before we got on the air, you were talking about not only this Nova Scotia team, but the absolutely insane numbers for Phil and how he's been playing lately.
Just some great numbers. Paul Flemming said yesterday to me that he found his happiness again back at skip. It is a position that he loves, but you also love it because of the degree of difficulty of your shots, the support you have from your team, and his team is really doing everything that they can to support him in every way, and that makes it easier.
What does our friend Cheryl Bernard always say? Pressure is a privilege, and in talking to Colton Lott, obviously a chance to play in his first Brier, just a great junior player, former champion. And the same goes for another Colton, and Colton Flash, the Sixth of Saskatchewan. He's skipping at the Brier for the first time, and in conversations we had with him, he just loves it. He loves the game again. He loves the pressure, and he's been brilliant in his first Brier as a skip as well.
Yeah, buddy. Maybe get a time just to let me know on this corner shot.
Now, Paul Flemming said before the game yesterday that coming in, the goal of the team was 5 wins, and then they would see where that would take them. Now, that's not total for the week, but that's where they felt they would need to be. And it didn't matter who they were over those wins, but to get to 5, they thought they were in the mix. But when you look at those pools, Brian, and 9 teams, 5 wins might not get you one of those top 3 spots.
That's good. Hard shot, bud.
Yeah, it's so tough in this format. Top 3 from each group will make the playoffs. And even to make a tiebreaker, Kathy, your record has to be above 500. And there's one tiebreaker game max. And that'll come down to your head-to-head and then last stone draw to the button, which we saw was captured this morning by the team out of Halifax and Paul Flemming.
Whoa!
Now, Derek shot a perfect game yesterday afternoon, 100%.
Whoa, Carl! Gotta go to stay.
Shot, Derek. Atta boy. Real good. Shot, Derek.
And that quiet wait, nice. He'll settle back 12.
Sorry, I threw that heavy. Sorry. Good sweep, boys.
Kathy, you've been at each and every draw. We've now had a few days here at the Brier where there's been 3 draws a day. Obviously another morning draw. What have you seen with ice conditions from the start of the competition that began Friday night to now on this Tuesday morning?
Very little difference, and that is the wish from curlers, is consistency. The only difference might be that as the rocks, they were sandpapered before the event, with every consecutive draw, they get a little bit, well, they don't bite as much.
Shot.
We talked about Mike McEwen and that game that we did yesterday, and then they bounced back, and that was huge. And the broom belief is about throwing it as good as you can at the broom. You can adjust it after, but there was so much second guessing in that loss. And that 95% game by Mike, I don't know that I've seen him play better than I've seen him this week. He's got that confidence, that swagger. That's what produces champions.
Yep. Whoa. Might as well.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it didn't hold.
And we've already talked about Paul Flemming and his comfort of going from playing third last time to skipping. It is where he's happy, and his team is believing in him, and that is so imperative. And Scary Scott, it is Scott Zachary, so good. Not only in how he's making the shots, his line calling was excellent, and just adding a lot of confidence to Paul Flemming.
Okay.
Keys to the game brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties.
Yeah, but then you're losing the yellow.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Is the hair high? Yeah.
You got
just a little fresh here.
It will be fresh.
Like just through weight. Okay.
And here's a fresh face on this team. Brier debut
Easy.
for
Make
Ryan
close.
Abraham, who
Easy.
played at the
Whoa.
Canadian Juniors
Wait,
with
good.
PEI
Wait,
skip
good.
for this year's
Whoa.
Brier Tyler Smith
Whoa,
for a couple of
Whoa.
years.
Wait,
2020 in Langley and
Whoa.
2019 in Prince Albert.
Whoa.
Well, it's a great example of some movement of some juniors in Atlantic Canada. We first saw him with Matt Manuel representing Nova Scotia, and then when they separated ways, went on to PEI to play with Tyler Smith, as you said, and we saw that with Brett Gallant. In juniors now, they start moving early. You want exposure. You want people to see that you're at that level, and it's worked out very well for him.
Probably a little more, Hank.
Coming to his first Brier.
Should run nice.
You never forget your first, as 12 players in the field making their Brier debuts.
Board.
Yep.
Board. Yep. A little heavy. A little solid.
Clean.
And here is the Brier champ
Heavy.
from 2011, Reed
Whoa,
Carruthers.
whoa,
Last
whoa,
time
whoa,
in
whoa,
Manitoba
sorry.
won the
right on
Brier.
weight.
He was on the
You're
team
right
of
on
Jeff
weight.
Stoughton.
Good. Good.
So, Mike's thinking it's straighter over here. Like this
like
side
that?
here. 'Cause
Not
even
more?
when Reed
Nope.
said kind of more, Mike said no.
You hear Derek
board.
starting to chart the ice out. I talked to Greg Owasco before the game started. Said he did a really good scrape. Feels that the conditions are what he wants them to be. Lots of finish, both inside out and outside in.
Get board.
The times have been very consistent. Maybe a half a second difference throughout the day, but easy to adjust for the players.
Better. Clean. Just clean.
Gregor Wasco, the chief
Yes, please.
ice
Phil.
technician
Phil.
here in
Phil.
Lethbridge, and
Hard.
him and his entire
Okay, nice
crew.
weight.
It does
Hard.
take a village, hours and hours, and we tip our cap to him and his crew here this week.
Hack.
That stone still almost fully accessible for Reed and the hack. Can see probably 7/8.
Solid. Gotta go. Heavy.
Really gotta go.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard, Derek.
Hard. Whoa.
Derek Sabagalski.
Yep.
Oh, he saved it. What a great scrub.
Good.
Oh, that was a deal.
That's still bumper.
That was a straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shot, Reed.
Yeah, thanks.
Out of his hand, Kathy, it sounded like they were all over the guard, and then that little discussion, maybe a straighter spot than what they thought.
And the great brushing.
Yeah.
And that was the common theme. The common theme of that game against Gunlickson with Reed Carruthers coming out at the stick. It's not a line of delivery issue, but the little bit soft. So instead of throwing it crisply at the
Same
broom,
way.
you almost
Same way.
let it come out of your hand so it starts to curl right away.
Same weight. Hard. Hard.
Hard, Phil.
Hard, Phil.
Hard, Phil.
Hard. Right to it. Hard. Complete, guys. Hard. Hard.
Here for Waite, wanting to be able to push that red stone out, and it will just be enough for Scott Zachary in his fifth Brier appearance. Remember, it was Scott McDonald, the import, came into the bubble in Calgary, took over this team of Jamie Murphy, who has stepped away from the game. And
Yeah, I know.
you've heard the story. Now it's Paul Flemming back skipping at that position for the first time since Edmonton in 2013. That was the Brier won by Brad Jacobs and company, his
I
first.
think we're trying to roll behind our corner. I think that's what he
I
said.
think we gotta make it now.
Sure.
Well, if I don't make it, he's gonna make it.
Yeah, that's fine. I like
And then I
it.
got nowhere to hide.
Yep.
I'll have to play the run. But I think I have to make it now.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The have to make it now is Mike's looking to roll to the left behind the corner guard. They wanted to keep play in the open so that they weren't going to give up two, but if he doesn't make this roll, he knows that Paul Flemming will, and then he's chasing.
A little heavy. Whoa, then. Real solid. Yep. Heavy.
Wow!
Yep.
Wow! Yep!
Yep.
It's got to be close. On and off.
He just knows it.
Good call, Rob.
And a nose hit.
It's a good throw. Good throw, bud.
Yeah. Good call, Rob.
Well, their fear was if they didn't roll, that Paul Flemming would. So one
like
good
that
roll
weight he
here
just threw.
I agree.
creates the opportunity for 2.
Nova Scotia won the first ever Canadian Men's Curling Championship, held way back in 1927. 3 all-time for the province, and of course the last, that big one for Mark Dacey, 2004.
Good board.
Bruce Lonis, Rob Harris, Andrew Gibson, the comeback win and knocking off that great Furby 4 in Saskatoon in 2004. Can he get that little flip and not quite enough to get behind cover?
Good throw, Paul.
Good sweep. Shot, Paul.
Good shot.
I don't think we ever audible there, eh? Like,
No.
I think he's got to stay on it. Good weight. Just a
Hair
hair tight, yeah.
What
Weight
audible,
was
Kathy,
perfect.
roll the other way?
Right, so change the plan that you thought you were going to
I
play.
like this.
I know you're a little bit tighter,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty close. Definitely there with
Just
the end.
I hit something with my slider up by the TSN.
What kind of weight, Mike?
Thanks, Mike. We'll take all the advertising we can
Take it
get.
easy.
Appreciate
Sure.
that.
Yeah, easy weight round.
I think this looks good, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Seventh Brier appearance for Mike McEwen.
Easy.
Had a 4-4 record as the wild card team in the bubble in Calgary last year. He was 4-4 at the trials in Saskatoon.
Whoa, straight.
Yep.
Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hard.
McEwen hit,
A shot, Mike.
and there's
Oh,
the
it's good.
roll.
It's good enough. Good shot.
Kind of right in between
buddy.
that
Good
little
throw.
hole there.
Yes.
That's a really good shot. You're trying to force your opponent in this first end. It's going to make Paul really think
Thanks.
about
Good
running
call,
it
bud.
back to blank.
That's good. Make a play run. Thanks.
How badly do you want to blank this end? The draw is for sure
Right
available.
on the nose or a hair low. Okay.
That all right?
It's amazing, Kathy. Just speaks to how critical Hammer is at this level.
He really wants to keep it, is not prepared. You can see that there's all kinds of room on the outturn side. But electing to play that run back to try to blank. And for Manitoba, in a little bit of new territory, always having Hammer to start the games until this morning.
Yep.
Final stone in one. Paul Flemming. Can he keep the Hammer run back try, and he'll drive it by, and my goodness, that would have been a nightmare to poke that redstone in for 2. So a steal for 1 for Mike McEwen as we're underway here on this Tuesday morning. And there you see that 1 on the board behind Colton Lott, delivering lead stones for Team Manitoba. And Kathy, we talked in the commercial break, you know, do you try that tough blank? Do you draw in for 1? Well, for Team Nova Scotia and Paul Flemming coming into this morning, they were tied for 3rd with hammer efficiency, 57%. The hammer is huge when you get to this level at the Brier, and obviously he felt it was worth the risk to try.
For sure. And, you know, one of the things we've talked about with the ice is that it has been pretty consistent. So Paul obviously having a lot of confidence out in the wings, what it would do, almost had a horrible break. But he gives up 1, and with that hammer efficiency, which is quite high, feeling that if he didn't make it, he's going to score 2, and he's going to be fine.
That's why I love this game so much. So many options, and you're not wrong, especially if you make the shot. But there's just so many options at all levels, at all points of the game.
Well, we saw on side-by-side sheets yesterday 2 different approaches. In the case of James Grattan, he played a double and roll out so that he would be 1 down with Hammer coming home. Other teams like Matt Dunstone drawing to go 1 up. It is part analytics, part personal preference, and most importantly, knowing what works the best for your team.
Shot.
Keep 'em, guys.
So all 4 sheets in play, as we'll show you the action here at NMAX Center. There's our feature on sheet A. Over on sheet B, Mike Fournier, Team Quebec at 1-3, taking on Peter Mackey and Nunavut's. Jacobs Cooey over on sheet C. Brad is 3-1. And a 2-2 record. Wild card 3, Gutlinson and Pierce at 1-2 BC. And how cool is this? Mark Kennedy, his brother Glenn Kennedy, playing for the first time. They go head-to-head out of Brier. And to hear the story, Glenn actually growing up was the better curler, the more talented curler. He blew at his knee, I believe, playing soccer as a youngster, and really tough recovery. And then obviously life gets in the way, family priorities. And Glenn is so proud of the career, obviously, that Mark has put together. Brier's World Championship wins, Olympic gold medal, etc. So they were both very much looking forward to playing in this game, both obviously from Alberta, and a lot of fans, friends, etc. coming to watch this one. And yeah, Mark was excited. I asked him, is there some money on the board? He kind of laughed a couple days ago, said, I'll let you know. He didn't let me know, so definitely bragging rights, always very cool, and that's a nice story here at the Brier this morning.
Okay. Very special for the families.
Yeah, that's good call. Heavy board. Okay. Okay. It's like a thick half. Okay. Half rock. Give me a good board. Okay.
He's playing board because he wants to open it up, but wants to leave some of those stones around. Will roll to a corner, might wind up getting a couple of corners out of this, and maybe even promoting that yellow guard in the middle into the rings.
Hurts good. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Hard. Hard.
Oh, that. Stay on that run.
Sorry, Paul. Okay. Okay, Ryan, good throw. Did I hit that with no? Just replace it.
No, if you can get a little
guard.
low.
You sure?
I kind of like just hitting this.
Think so. Do we ever hit it or no? We could just.
You try to roll it underneath that guard.
That's my first thought. I don't. Huh? That was our first thought. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think that makes Keeps sense. It a little simpler. Yeah. Let's do that. A little flip in.
It's like a normal.
Throw like a solid normal. Sure.
Okay. I like this, sir.
There is lots of room by that guard for Derek to get by and to the inside and make that yellow stone go away.
Yeah.
Yes.
7th Brier appearance for Eric Samagalski.
Yep. Whoa. Yeah.
Play 2 with Reed skipping.
Hard.
And he just gets by, able to pick that yellow out. Look at the action on those reds, and they will both hang around. As Derek won a bronze with Rob Fowler in Saskatoon back in 2012. So a face we've seen a long time here at the Brier, and Derek Samagalski.
How do you get there?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it, bud.
You got her.
Yeah. Speed should be fine out here, I think. They went out this far.
Okay. It's like an 80. I think throwing like
80?
85.
Okay.
Phil was 90.
Yeah, I was 90.
Top 4.
You see what he's taking. The question isn't, do we like the shot? It's how do you get there? We've talked about the big swoop. If he is able, he being Ryan, to throw it just a little bit of a set,
I don't mind it.
It's good.
it will stay out there that little bit before it starts to make the big break.
Wait only.
Teeth. Yep. Back 4. Yes.
Well, Kathy, as always, it is so wonderful to see you again, work with you. I know we tease each other all the time, but it's a special day. It's International Women's Day. We celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. You are certainly one of my best friends, and it's so great to be in the booth with you.
Thanks, Muddy, and a huge shout out to women everywhere for what you've done, starting with our wonderful morning producer, Brianne Robertson. She's always our director in the morning, and then Krista Stevenson, our makeup person. My before and after is dramatically different, I can tell you.
I'm just saying.
And Judy Card, along with Christy Jordan, our production manager and coordinator. This is a huge effort to pull this crew together, and they do such a wonderful job. We've also have some very non-traditional jobs. A shout out to Pamela Fabro. Those are the graphics that you see. Ricky Gale helps lay the cable and assist the camera crew when they're here. Jennifer Cook, who comes in and helps to set up all of the trusses. And of course, not here this week, but somebody very special to our curling family, Cheryl Bernard.
Oh, absolutely.
These are just some of the many women that are on site to help put this together. And very special, Diane Barker, the head official, a head umpire at this event. And for the first time, also a deputy umpire in Brenda Rogers. So making strides forward in all parts of society. Shout out to women everywhere.
Okay.
So well done, Kathy. We have a wonderful crew. You know I love you, kid. Great to work with you. Special to have you and our entire crew in the booth. And if I'd get in trouble if I didn't mention my mom Terry and my Baba Mary, who all watches every draw. So to all the women out there, we thank you. Love you, and thanks for watching our coverage and for all the great work behind the scenes. We thank you very much.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Roll on top.
Maybe a little up. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, hack it up.
And on that vein, Kathy, Reed Brothers' wife Jody, it's her birthday today on International Women's Day, so Reed wanted to pass a big happy birthday to Jody, and we're more than happy to pass that along. And yes, happy birthday to you.
This is good for a second one down the path.
Well, even though these Manitoba stones are building up in the house, for Nova Scotia, they're actually acting as a little bit of a help because they're all behind the tee line. Something that Nova Scotia can lock one in, and it will be very difficult for Manitoba to remove.
Stick. You really got to go. No,
It's just
That's
really
too much weight.
Well,
That's bumper for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's that wall.
Shot, bud.
Just the end of the world.
Just second one down, too.
Yeah, man. Good throw.
I guess he's got.
Yeah, it's not really a pot that much of a.
Okay. Yep. Top four, boys. You just gotta bite the four. Okay. Okay. I like this.
Yeah, this is a good call.
Well, he's looking to play this side, and the reason he's looking to play this side is if he's able to be here, even if he's not fully buried, any play on it can drive it back onto the stone that's behind. But for Scott, ideally would like to be fully buried.
Weight's good.
Top four. You got room right now. Little room, guys.
We can wait.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
We can wait a bit.
Top four. Line's good. Line's good. Start the curl. Line's great. Line's a little tight. Hard, hard.
Hard.
I have no idea. What happened to that? I have no idea. Number.
Okay, you heard them talking about what number. They're all very surprised that came down that hard. Did not feel he was that light. Maybe far out in the wings, some fresh pebble. But they are starting to question the stone. See Phil Crowell coming in for a conversation.
So if that's the case, then we're outside for sure. Yep, I like it.
Is that enough?
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
So some score updates for you. You see Nunavut 1-0 over Quebec.
Maybe like 14,
a blank from Brad Jacobs on sheet C.
5 to 7. Yeah.
And it is wild card team number 3, Jason Gunlickson, up 1-0 over BC and Brent Pierce.
All right, good toss, bud.
So Kathy, you say, you know, that rock confused the team.
Yep.
They'll obviously chat about it. I guess options, you can maybe throw the rock and as a hitting rock, or you use it maybe just for hits, or what would you do?
Well, I think that I saw Phil come down to have a conversation. So it's about two things. Did he actually get out further in a path? And I'm timing this one that Mike is throwing because it's the same path. Did they get to some fresh pebble and it just came down hard? Did it pick up something? Is it a slower rock, a sharper stone? Those are the things that you have to try to determine.
Close. Trying. Line says it's close.
Whoa. It's got to be a hair
half
hot.
Half four. Half four.
Quarter 4 foot. Quarter 4 foot.
Now that's 14, so that is a little bit more than we've typically seen.
Look.
Ah.
His did that too.
Don't say anything. Yeah. Good throw. So it's already crowd side.
What did that put on the brakes?
No, but it's already, crowd's already.
We got to play that. Play. Then I'm always going to have a shot.
Sweep for the tee.
All right, update time. Battle of the Kennedy brothers this morning. Jacobs Cooey on sheet C.
Well, lots of pressure. Those two yellow stones that are currently shot belong to Jamie Cooey, has really put Brad in some trouble. And from the hack, that's what you can see. There's no double opportunity to get out of trouble. So this is a draw to the lid for the single.
Brad Jacobs, 79% on his draws this week. And a really cool story, Kathy, about how Glenn Kennedy joined Jamie Cooey. They both went to the Olympics to watch their brothers compete together when Mark and Kevin were on the same team, got to know each other really well, became good friends. Eventually the phone call came, hey, why don't you be the import out of Alberta, join our team. The rest is history.
That's awesome.
And here they are at the Brier in Lethbridge.
Little rub, you're good. Yep. You don't need the rub.
You hear brother Mark calling line. Oh, that's a nice little touch shot to draw in and on the button to get a single. Yeah, you know they're going to bring their best.
Good sweep, boys. Good sweep. Yeah, what'd you get on that one? 22? Okay.
Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So many red rocks in here. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
He just kicked the stationary stone a little bit, and you saw Reed pick it up. He's looking for a ring. Sometimes you can see the indentation of where the stone is sat, trying to replace it back to where it was. And boop. And it's a stationary stone. You just clunk it back to where you think it is, but big pressure now for Paul Flemming. That's pretty good.
And that yellow stone, where does it stop?
Good. Nice throw, Paul.
Yeah, really good.
Hit. Do you know?
Pistol, buddy.
Obviously, more important, if anything, open things up for himself with his final.
Oh, he did so many things with that. He opened it up, moves that keystone, which was the shot stone, makes the double off the back. That was sort of extra. It didn't really matter, but he stays around for second shot.
Sweeping fancy. Oh, that's why.
This is a straight pick, I believe, here, Kathy, with that broom. Just pick it out.
I think they can just get to the nose and stick right there, put even more pressure. You're going to give Paul Flemming a draw, but why not make it against 4?
Yep.
So Mike McEwen, his final stone here in 2.
Queen.
Whoa!
Queen.
Curl!
Queen.
Curl!
Queen.
Go, Derek! Go, Derek! Go, Derek! Go!
Wanted to hold the shooter.
That's pretty good.
So there you go. It will be the draw. All of them obviously behind the tee line, but the draw against 4. One to come here from Paul Flemming.
Shot.
Good one, bud.
Yeah.
Good chases.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking?
I think it's 4 feet slower than draw to the button.
Yeah. I think so too.
Okay.
Interesting.
Maybe 2 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's closer to 4 probably.
Can we assume that something happened to Scott's?
Well, the way Mike's reacted too, I feel like it is
Mike's
a couple,
came down.
Yeah, it's a couple of feet heavier right there right now.
Yeah.
So do you like my draw to the button weight, or do you want
Just a touch.
We want more.
more.
Yeah, a couple more than that.
A really good conversation and good heads up by the Nova Scotia front end. Watching all the stones, particularly noting that Mike's came down really hard. So less and less thinking that Scott's picked up something, or that maybe even it's a stone issue. That's the information Paul needs. Does not want to be light.
I think we gotta go.
Line's really good,
So
Ryan.
final stone, and it's a big draw versus 4 here for Paul Flemming.
Full 4.
Just keep your broom down. Keep your broom down.
Line's good for button.
Weight's good.
Not
Line's
on
really
yet.
good.
Oh. Just clean. Just
No
clean.
backing.
No backing.
Oh.
No Can't hurt it. No
We're
backing.
good. We're good.
They are very good.
Attaboy.
That'll get your Tuesday morning going, Paul Flemming. Well done.
24.
Yeah.
Shot, bud.
And great to have that fan support from right across Canada here in Lethbridge. We're all locked up at 1. Welcome back to our feature matchup here in Lethbridge. Manitoba McEwen, Flemming, Nova Scotia in a 1-1 tie. And Kathy, always so blessed to have the microphones open to get to hear the players. It was an interesting conversation between Team Nova Scotia. Their game plan was pretty simple. Let's throw it in the house. We'd like the blank here. They used a lot of time, they suggested. Would like to just settle back in, throw a few hits, play the blank. If you're Mike McEwen and you heard that conversation, you know, would you be tempted to throw up a corner and maybe change what they wanted, or are you happy with this as well?
Well, you're happy with this in an odd end. If it's an even end, Mike is going to want to try to score some points, but he's perfectly comfortable to blank this end. Would love to have the hammer still to try to find a way to score a couple in the evens. So both teams very comfortable with running it up and down in this third. But lots of discussion about that path, and we even saw before lead Stones picking up things on the ice, and you're lots of cleaning and housekeeping out there this morning. Don't know whether it's somebody's gripper that's letting go. But we have not seen a lot of debris on the ice this week. Most this morning, I think.
410.
410.
Yep. Okay.
Line's good. Halfway.
A little bit. Okay, go a bit. Line's good. Wait only. Keep your head up. Head up. Head up, guys.
Take a look. Easy.
Whoa, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's fast now. Sit.
Good shot. It's good, Ryan.
Shot, bud.
Rip it, Dirk. Close. It's really close. Curl a bit. Curl a bit.
Close. Close.
Oh, that's close.
Have to sweep it.
And just stays in play. Barely.
Right in. A few feet more.
Yeah.
And so we'll continue to do this. It will be interesting and really important for Scott when he throws next after Ryan's turn is done with that stone that came to a quick halt, a great chance to test it and figure out whether it caught something, whether it was just a heavier path, or whether it's a rock issue.
It's good. Okay.
And then it probably, if it is, that'll be moved down the order.
Yeah, it's all there.
Right. One on our own.
Shot, Ryan.
Good, Ryan.
What kind of weight?
Easy.
So Peter Mackey, Nunavut had their first lead of the week, and then real quickly, Mike Fournier puts up 4. So a 3-point advantage there. Northern Ontario up 1-0 over Northwest Territories' Jamie Cooey. And you see Jason Gunlickson, team wild card number 3, a steal of 1. So they're up 2-0 on BC.
Good sweep. It's not a good throw. Good sweep. That's soft.
Yeah, that's
a good control.
So, Kathy, we talked about Ryan Abraham. It's his first ever Brier, and it's probably nice to have your first ever in a situation not in a bubble like Calgary last year, that you have some fans, you have some interaction.
Weight's good.
You won 3 Scotties titles when you played. What was your first national championship like? What are your memories of the first in the big show?
Overwhelming. I was playing with Connie Laliberty, who had already won the world, so they were very calm, and that really helped. But I remember playing in Halifax that year in 1992. And there were, it was a full building, and they also had a popcorn guy. This is what I remember, who was always entertaining the crowd. And in my most embarrassing moment, but memory, is standing there fascinated by what he was doing as I saw peripherally Connie sliding by me to throw. And at that point, they pointed out that I might want to get in the game. But there's a lot of distractions, and it's exciting, but it was a real reminder to me that I was not there to watch the show, but to be a part of it.
Give me a little more.
Everybody.
Control.
Well, in playing the hit, Scott's not going to be able to figure out if there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the stone.
Line took its time.
Let's clean it.
If there is a little pit or something under the stone, you will see that when it comes to a draw or a very quiet weight. But with something like that, it's going to run pretty true.
That was a little more, right?
Yeah,
yeah, okay. It's good. Heavy, normal.
Get close.
Girl.
Clean, clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Now, Reed Carruthers will be heading to Prince George in about a week's time
Good.
as part of the Carrie Anerson team.
Good. Good throw.
And I know that in the tour and some of the slams, they've used that don't tick the stone off the center line, which is, of course, going to be a part of the new rule. And so those are the kind of things that Reed can add to the Carrie Anerson team.
Max. Okay.
All right, Kathy, this was a big-time shot in that second end to ensure that Paul Flemming had a chance to score.
Well, all kinds of trouble after Scott Zachary came up light. This not only opens up the front, he gets rid of the shot stone, but the biggest thing is he created an opportunity to have an open path for his final. It was a draw against 4, but at least he had a shot.
The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together.
Right to it, bud. Okay, clean. You're good. Nice throw. Good sweep, right?
You know, Kathy, just to follow up on your conversation, so the new rule starting at the Women's World, so the tick shot, which has become obviously such a key thing, if the stone is on the center line, you cannot move it. That's the new rule. You can't tick it. It can't be moved. If you do, what happens?
Well, you can tick it, but you just can't tick it off the center line, so you move it an inch or so, but it doesn't take advantage. And if you do that, it's very much like any other stone in the free guard zone. It goes back, and the stone that you've thrown is removed from play.
Good sweep, buddy.
Sweep.
How many times already this week have we seen a lead really dictate the final end by making those great tick shots? Well, you're not going to be able to do that, and so it becomes really tough for the team that is tied up with Hammer or one up with Hammer coming home to defend that edge.
So obviously Skip Stone is down here in 3. So if you're Carrie Anerson's team, what can you work on, Kathy, right now to prepare for that? For this new rule, if anything?
Well, I think one of the things that you're working on is making sure that your draw weight is always on the center line, because you can throw a perfect guard, but if it's an inch off the center line, now they can remove it. So you're working on that. You're working on looking at examples of where it's been used before. Has it been used at the Europeans? Was it? Well, it wasn't, but are there Bonspiels that were using it? And what tactics? It's more strategy. How do you play the second half of the game when the hammer in the last end, if you're tied, may not be the advantage that it once was? Lots of research.
Clean. Clean.
Yeah, a very clean end here in this third. As Mike McEwen, his final stone. Blank on the board. In a 1-1 tie in our feature here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Lethbridge. It's flashback time 2004. Brier and Saskatoon, the final. Nova Scotia skipped by Mark Dacey facing Alberta's Randy Ferbey. 10th end. Alberta leading 9-7 without Hammer. Dave Nedewin, his last stone. Oh my, and the freeze doesn't work. Nova Scotia lies to a chance for the win. Dacey find the 4-foot and become a Canadian champion. And they do just that. 3 on the board, a 10-9 win. Andrew Gibson, Rob Harris, Bruce Lonis, and Mark Dacey, the 2004 Brier champions. Kathy, I was in the building, and the wind that came out of that building when that happened in the turning point. I remember Bruce Lonis, he was a superstar in that game. And then 1 year later, that man, in 2005, back in Edmonton, again, it was Nova Scotia versus Nedewin, Ferbey, the great Ferbey 4. And Sean Adams and company with Paul Flemming could not win as Nedewin got some redemption on home ice. But my goodness, that was the last time Nova Scotia won back in 2004. And you talk about entertainment value, not for David Nedewin and company and Randy Ferbey, but man, that was quite the game.
Well, I remember that manufacturing that 3 out of absolutely nowhere.
Attaboy. Peach, bud. Good sweep around. Good sweep. Good shot, Colty. That's a peach.
I think you just want, like...
So after a blank in 3, Rocks in play obviously underway here in 4. Manitoba in a 1-1 tie with Hammer throwing the Red Rocks.
Okay, now. If anything on this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you're open here a little bit. Nice shot, bud.
Okay, top 8.
Yeah.
So Ryan looking to go around and use that center guard.
T. Think you're there.
T. There.
Think you're there.
T.
Okay.
Line's good.
No, looks heavy.
Heavy.
Coming down.
It's coming down.
Line's good, guys.
Never, never, never.
Still
Doesn't need to curl.
Top 4 now.
It doesn't need to curl. Doesn't need to curl. Whoa. Whoa.
Nice shot.
Okay, bud. Good.
Nice shot.
How's it going?
It is the 15th Brier appearance for Jamie Cooey. Down 1 here to Northern Ontario. Brad Jacobs on sheet C.
And he's trying to bring a stone back into play to take 2 against Brad Jacobs. Playing a quieter weight hit. If he can hit about 3/4, he can make the double.
Clean. Yes.
Chance for 2.
Hard, Rob. Hard. Hard.
And just drives it by, a steal of 1. So 2-0 Jacobs leads after 3.
Weight's good. Weight's good. Yep. Yep.
Curl.
Yep. Curl. Curl. Curl.
Curl. Curl.
You gotta go around.
Curl.
Hard.
Straight. Straight.
Roll. Watch.
Straight. Straight.
Yep.
Wow, that is a wonderfully thrown stone.
Pretty good.
Great team effort. That stone was buried. That shows you how much movement there is on this ice and how great brushers can keep it straight until he got by the guard, then had the finish, and then the roll under.
Sweet, boys.
Yeah.
3/4.
Okay. Close. Whoa, whoa. Whoa!
Looking for the run back and rattle something out of there.
Good try.
Okay.
Good throw, bud.
Just a high time on Phil's.
Yeah. Like, is edge 4 close for me?
Colds didn't move a lot.
I know, mine.
Like,
Derek's might,
he threw
though.
it. You want to take a little
I want
more?
to make sure I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that's
over curl it.
That's
If I
good.
over curl, it's
That
disaster.
looks
good,
there, okay? And what's T
The
line
cold
here,
I
boys?
thought threw is
Yeah.
right here.
I think where you put it is good.
Okay, 14.5 for T.
Yeah.
Trying to protect the 2 that they have lined up. The
Harder,
concern
Lee.
is the center guard and how much it's
Okay,
actually going to
hey,
move
hey,
out there in the
Hold my
wings.
kid,
If
hey,
you're
up.
on the center line
it's
side and
over-curling.
not perfectly covering your good, an
Needs to
over
stop.
curl is bad because
to
it not
stop.
only
Oh,
exposes the
this is not
stones, but
tracking
it
like
lets the hit and roll behind the center for Nova Scotia.
Jeez. He was gentle. He did not get out to me.
Okay.
But
I just, with mine, and they just curl.
Said you're a little tight.
I know, but my rock.
Update tie now. Jason Gunlickson, team wildcard, a 2-2 record, taking on the Brier champion Brent Pierce with Greg McCauley from way back in 2000. Final stone from Pierce.
Well, you could see a little frustration for Jason. He tried a big weight in off on his final stone, a chance to get rid of the BC stone that is on the lid as well as another, but he just ticked the outside stone, made no contact with the shot. And so a chance for Brent now to hit and roll in for 2.
Oh, lovely touch. What a great shot to tie things up. Brent Pierce, well done.
Great weight.
Meantime, in our feature,
2. I think it's a little better.
great stone to make those Reds disappear.
Well, and we're hearing the disturbing thing, if I'm Rob Meakin and I'm able to listen to this conversation, and I was able to listen to the game against Jason Gunlickson yesterday, is that common theme. He's softed it. He's not throwing it correct. That is a conversation. That is a technical conversation. And a lot of that is about belief in the broom and the need to actually execute and let go of the stone at the broom and not question whether Mike has it in the right spot. And so you let it go soft. That over curl led to the great shot that Nova Scotia had to get out of jail.
And Rob Meakin is a former Brier champ with Kerry Burtnick, the coach of this Manitoba team.
I'm not sure. I didn't get a time. Good shot, though, bud.
I added nice, and that slid nice.
Yeah, it did.
Good 36-year-old Scott Zachary.
Board, Phil. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Please, please. Yes. Hard.
Ryan Abraham, all he's got to try avoid the red guard. He will.
Yep.
And look at that little roll to the back button, still exposed.
Good.
Shot, bud.
There we go. A couple in a row.
Yeah, good job.
Is that
I
time?
think we might have been able to hold you shooter on the first one if we wanted to get cute with it and still make the double. But
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
A little heavy.
Close.
Yep.
Whoa.
Gotta go.
And they're getting cute with it is sometimes you play it very close to a guard.
Yep.
And sometimes you get by and you make a wonderful shot, but by playing it cute, sometimes you also tick, and that can be a disaster.
Sorry, he's overthrowing those.
You can hear us yelling heavy.
Easy.
We were yelling heavy.
No, I heard you.
Okay,
it's
good.
just, it's hard to anticipate the break when
that's
it's
fine.
that heavy.
Okay. Fine, Reed.
So you just don't want to leave it here.
So some frustrations, obviously, for this team.
Well, I think for Mike, feeling that Reed is just throwing more than asked, and the break point is very different if you have a little bit extra weight.
I just missed the break because it was heavy.
Like right there.
Yeah, okay, I like it.
So it's a gentle conversation when somebody comes down frustrated, but it's important that Mike does let Reed know that he is throwing that little bit extra. He's not having an easy time of calling the line because Mike is expecting one weight and he's actually getting another.
A little more. I think he's coming around that corner regardless.
Okay.
But if we can roll buried, then it's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the key on this is to stick around. You can see that for Paul, he doesn't want to leave that stone and risk the draw and give up a point. So he's playing the hit on the stone, but if he rolls out, then Manitoba has a great opportunity, so needs to stick around somewhere.
Hard, Phil. Stay down. Okay,
And
good.
can hold the shooter, lucky to just remove that red stone.
Good throw, Paul.
Man, that side of the sheet's funky.
Yeah, that
was a
curled
good
early,
throw.
didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I was soft.
Halfway down and just started to go.
Weight was good, wasn't it?
What's that?
Weight was good.
Yep.
Like I took an early jump.
We can even get there. Okay. 5, I think, is the light best.
Yeah. Reed's really hung. I've got a bit less ice. I've got back where Colton threw.
Okay.
So they are taking their time here.
Yeah.
Even that could be max.
So, Kathy, for viewers at home, obviously Mike looking for the skip's deuce here. Why go around the corner? Why not go around the center?
Because if you go around the corner, you're forcing the play away from the forefoot. Paul is going to chase wherever Mike goes. If you go around the center and you slide a little deep and Paul sits on you, you may wind up giving up a point here. If you go around the corner, even if a great shot is made, Mike's going to have the forefoot if he needs it on his final. That's pretty good numbers for hammer efficiency.
It might be okay. Don't kill the lines.
But needs to make the first one if he's going to convert.
Line's really good.
Top 8.
Yep.
Line's great.
Line's good. Derek's
It's good.
rock.
Top 4.
Derek's rock. It's going to overcurl if anything. Derek's rock.
Trailing over
than
Kevin
the
Cooey for hammer efficiency this week.
Good.
So both Manitoba, Alberta doing a great job with last stone, and that one is
overcurled.
Just came out the other side, struggling to put the broom in the right spot.
weight was perfect, just exposed that little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
a little gentle with it?
Maybe a hair.
Maybe a little bit?
Mine I poked pretty good.
Yeah, and completely different run.
Yeah.
You heard Mike say that Reed's ran a little bit and then it curled. So it's really trying to figure out where it goes, and a piece now open for Paul.
Get out, get out, get it out, get it out.
Hard.
Some tense times there, but just enough.
You're right.
Well, Paul plays pretty loose, but you heard that he thought that maybe
your last one there,
it wasn't going to go.
Good throw.
And you heard the conversation. They said that was a tricky spot with even the first one he threw in this end, but made it go away. Thin to win, but he got it done. So the blank here from Mike McEwen.
That was a bad throw. That's an interesting spot for those draws, though, hey? Like yours did what mine did.
Back-to-back blanks here in our feature. And a 1-1 tie. When we come back, it will once again be Team Manitoba. Mike McEwen with hammer.
Yeah, okay.
Nice look at the NMAX Center. Home of the Lethbridge Hurricanes in the Western Hockey League, as they are on a 7-game road trip. We've taken over the building to bring you this year's Tim Hortons Brier, our feature matchup. It's a 1-1 tie, a couple blanks back-to-back. So once again, it is Team Manitoba. Mike McEwen with hammer throwing the Red Rocks.
A bit of a defensive battle this morning. The third end is really the only one that both teams agreed they would run it up and down, but a little bit of uncertainties this morning on both sides about where to put the broom.
Two Canadian junior gold medals with Matt Dunstone.
Pound hard.
For Colton Law and Dunstone. What a start here, skipping one of the wild card teams, 5-0. A great performance last night as him and Kevin Cooey put on a clinic. Some wonderful shots in a game eventually won by Dunstone.
Well, Colton Lott was such a huge part of that team, and he's bringing more than just lead stones here for Mike McEwen. He has gone to Colton. You'll hear him say a number of times he's putting the broom down because of this. Here's some great Manitoba tuck deliveries, very similar on release and how they throw. And so for Mike, because Reed is a flat foot and the stones are running different and he's got a softer release, we're hearing Mike talk about Colton and using the same broom that he gave Colton as his read.
Clean. Yep.
Clean. Heavy clean. Heavy clean.
Yep.
Good. Head sweepers. Oh boy. Shot.
Yep.
Easy.
Really gotta go.
Hard.
Gotta go.
Hard read. Hard read.
Really hard. Come on, Ram, you're holding it. You're holding it.
There. Keep it there.
Keep going.
Keep
Keep
it there.
going.
Keep it there.
Whoa. Big roll. Big roll. Big roll. Big roll. Go. Go. Okay, good sweep, Ram.
Sweep. Good. Tap it out, yeah?
Do you like freeze?
Hack. I like tapping it. Tap. That's really high.
I know.
What are you thinking?
I was just thinking freeze, but tap, I can make either shot. I can make that.
It's just really high guard. It's just such a high guard that they can chase.
I know. I was thinking lock it on, but
oh no.
I like hitting it.
Just tap it out.
Hack weight, guys.
Yeah, but you got it.
Well, good consideration by Paul, but at the end of the day, he has to decide what he's going to call. He doesn't want to play the draw around because the guard is so long. He feels that wherever Ryan places the stone, even if it's perfectly buried, it's going to be available to Mike McEwen and his team. So then the team talked about maybe locking it on. Paul just ruled that out. He's got a game plan and an end plan, and it doesn't involve anything other than getting that red stone out of play.
Hard, guys.
Hard for Wade. Hard.
Who's got it? Me.
Hard.
And just a little quiet, that red stone hangs out. Back 12.
You can just flip right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, score updates. Quebec a 5-2 lead over Nunavut.
I'm looking
Northern
hot.
Ontario up 2-1.
Can I, Mike?
As Brad Jacobs has
Can I
Hammer in
throw?
5.
Can
And
I
Team
throw just
Wildcard
bump?
3. That's
Yeah,
Jason
I like
Gunlickson, a
Where
4-2
you're
lead
on,
over
yeah,
Brent
you throw
Pierce.
bump.
BC with Hammer in 5, down by 2.
No, that's good.
Okay, bump, boys. Ward. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh. No. Wow. Oh. That's snake in. Sorry, bud.
Well, it's not your fault. It's just they curl. It just curls so much.
He's got curvers.
I'm trying to make the roll outside, and then I lost it
That's the
inside.
same one I feel my guard. Like
Yeah.
It's the break point this morning, I think, that
you split it?
has these curlers a little bit fooled. The ice is very similar. They're getting the results. It's not like they're confused on that. But for Mike, he's having a hard time anticipating the break. A couple of times that he has, it hasn't broken where he's thought. On that one, he was trying to roll actually the other way. And now because there's 2 and there's no double because of the guard,
Close. Line's good. How much?
playing down to it.
That
That's me, Cappy, has always been such a skill set.
Weight's good.
I mean,
Gotta
you
be
can
there.
go
Gotta go
train,
weight.
lift
Gotta go
weights,
weight.
get on the bike, throw a million stones, but being sharp at reading
Hard.
ice and break point, I mean, you can't teach that. You either have it or you don't.
It is a real skill set, as is the ability to change your mind halfway through and call an audible to do something else.
And trust it. Trust yourself to make the right call. It's it's a skill set. There's no doubt.
Even halfway down.
We could average graze this a little. Be perfect.
Okay.
So a long guard. This looks like about hack weight.
Weight's good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep. No, weight's good.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Little solid.
Whoa.
Yep, yep.
Curl.
Curl! Curl, buddy! Come on, you got it.
Sabagalski,
you
little
got it, you got
extra
it.
curl.
It's too thin.
It's okay.
And both will go.
Throw.
No.
You could probably throw the same, I think.
I think same weight's good here now after that last one.
Trying to get right down onto the face of the stone so that they cannot pick it out. And you heard the comment from Ryan, the same weight, or maybe that was Phil, the same weight should be good. It's another rock in the path. We'll slide a little bit
Gotta go the whole
further.
way. Head down. Line's good. Head down. Gotta go. Line's good. Head down. Gotta go. Hey, go then. Never off.
Again, Phil and Ryan,
Hard,
big scrub here for the front end.
Hard, guys. Hard. Come on, come on. Hard, hard, hard.
Trying to drag it in for a shot stone, and they are just shy. Their second shot, top 8.
Play the same shot, just make him make 3.
Well, that'll wake you up this morning.
Okay, bud. Same.
And again, the separation between the yellow and the red, an opportunity this time to get across the face of the stone.
More weight.
Stay close. Whoa.
I think with this
Close.
weight, it'll be playing on the
Clean.
outside to roll to the
Heavy.
wings.
Whoa.
Girl.
Curl. Curl.
Straight.
Line.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Reed Brothers,
Shot read.
quiet tap, holds the shooter, and look at that. Manitoba lies 3 with Hammer. You're in 5.
Thanks.
Boy, nice throw.
Thanks.
That one ran nice.
Sorry,
Thanks.
So from
There's
that
no more
room, it looks
positive
like
on my
Paul's
first.
now
Yeah,
all
that
in
one
here to
curled.
try and
Yes.
steal or at least force. I mean, you could eliminate 2 with a double.
I think it's hard, Brian, because the double on the open stone, it's so sharp. It's almost a miss to make. And the ones at the back, I don't think that you can throw the kind of weight because of the guard. He could play the hit and roll off the stone that Reed just rolled, but if he can freeze right to the face of the shot stone, it takes away the value of those 3 stones in play right now for Manitoba.
So skip stones here in 5. This is a big one for Paul Flemming in a 1-1 tie.
Right to it.
Mine's good.
Keep going. Keep your head.
No bounce. No bounce. No bounce. Whoa, whoa.
These are so hard to throw.
Weight's perfect.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You need perfect line. You need perfect weight. And there's that little separation. It is shot stone for now.
Just overswept.
Okay. I don't know, man. Good throw.
Well, that's fine. We get 2.
Yeah, I was thinking if you nose it, we're getting 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes him play a double. You can't double and roll.
I just don't want to roll under the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even.
I think that's.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
If you could ever nose it.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good.
Then he's going to play
Yeah,
very
I mean,
delicate
I
shot.
kind of still have to play hack.
They must have heard you.
I don't have all of it.
Oh,
so.
yeah. That's the
I
right
still
call.
think we're playing that hack weight.
Sure, I like it.
Because you
if
do
you
have
roll
that
too big-
audible where you could roll.
Oh, yeah,
the
we can.
if it's going.
Yeah,
Right?
how
Just-
high that guard is?
No.
You
Yeah.
can even hit it
Yeah.
a sliver Green was,
But if you could just shave it off
yes,
it too.
right? And we could be lying 2, and we'll be.
Does
yeah,
not
right.
want to roll there.
Oh, I got.
So you get to the nose, you're going to lose one of your
So
own,
I'll be patient,
but you'll
'cause I
roll a
think we
little
could
bit to the
hold
left.
it. We have to. Yes. Just don't want to overbrush it.
Trying to force play out in the open.
But you can also go under nose and roll to Colton's side, cross the center.
Sure. Yeah.
Which also works.
Okay. Just hack it.
Yeah, I think that's max ace.
And the reason that you don't want to roll underneath at all is that Paul
Oh,
Fleming
that's
would then do the same thing he just did and weld it on, and there goes your end.
Good speed.
Yep.
Clean.
Close.
41-year-old Mike McEwen.
Whoa.
It's good. Little solid.
Nice numbers so far in our feature this morning.
Help, Derek. Gotta go.
And this thing is starting to take off. Got to get it by the Yellowstone first. My goodness. Did not see that coming.
Oh. Thought I threw that good.
A chance to really put the squeeze on Nova Scotia.
I don't know. I thought I threw that perfect.
Weight was pretty good.
Thought I was right at it.
So in what was setting up to be maybe a 2, even 3.
Yeah.
Advantage right back to Paul Flemming, trying to put the heat on Mike McEwen.
Take a little off.
A little bit, yeah. A little less.
For Paul, get around that guard, would like to be second shot, so full 8 foot for sure to outcount the stone at the back.
I don't mind it.
Full 4. Line's good. Top 4.
Line's good. You got room. You got
Final
room.
stone here in 5
Too
from
much
Paul
room
Flemming
right now, guys.
out of the Halifax Curling
Ryan,
Club.
hit it a bit.
Play the weight.
How much?
Play the weight,
Play
Scott.
Top 4. Full 4. Always Ryan in.
Top
Always
4.
Ryan. Yep.
Whoa, gotta go, Ryan.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Yes, Ryan.
Yep.
Go. Touch corner. Get it over. Get it over.
Just don't want to set up a
Good.
double here
Good.
for Mike.
Good. Good shot.
So right now it's Nova Scotia lying 2 without hammer here in
I
5.
think I took less ice.
Yeah. No way. You threw that. You threw that good.
The curl's coming out of it a little bit in
Yeah,
that
I
draw
agree.
spot.
Yep.
We're safe, aren't we?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Just had to tuck the
Yeah.
piece so he couldn't get to the nose. I mean, he might get it with. If he plays like.
We've seen hack a ton.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's borderline almost not there.
'Kay.
But, I mean.
Whatever weight you think is just
He's going to
easiest, get
try
one.
a soft weight double. You heard Paul say that we safe. Well, he got a little bit underneath, but with hack weight, if you can get to the nose, this will be very quiet weight. Those stones don't have to move out of the house. They just have to move back far enough.
Could try it, but
one's huge here. I like the.
That he can at least score one.
Yeah, I think so, bud.
I'd have to get real tight to the guard with solid hack.
We like this.
Kathy, easy for us to be picky up here in the broadcast booth, but that last one for
starts
Paul
to go,
Flemming,
we'll
maybe
play
you
it,
try
but
carve it over and
got
get that
safe
little more,
ice.
even if you're not that deep, right? As long as you're.
I think they were really worried that they were so far out there and didn't want to put it right on top. He got enough of a movement. I think what I heard Mike say is that in order to make that soft weight double, you flirt with the guard.
Did it early.
So quiet weight, we'll try to get to the nose, and if you get a good outcome, terrific. But one is important.
So final stone, Mike McEwen here in 5, trying the quiet little tap versus 2.
Keep going, keep going.
Trying to carve it over.
Sorry,
And they will get the single.
One red.
So a miss with his first, he responds with his second, and Manitoba leads 2-1 after 5. Wonderful curlers here in Lethbridge, which brings us many AGI top shots.
Did you ever accidentally tick your own yellow out of there to steal a 3?
Well, it could be 4. Right?
4, maybe 4. If you can only see it, you'd have to be super unlucky.
Whoa! Yes! Now, here's the line call. Got it? Angle it back. What do you got? Oh, goodness. Have you got this? Hello! Oh, goodness! Kevin Hoey! Here we go. First, Skip Stone. Kevin Cooey here. Back it up. Back it up now. What do you got? Gonna touch? Oh, he's gonna get everything. Oh my goodness! Did you move them all? Yes, you did.
You've got to be kidding.
Touch them all, Kevin.
Vote for your favorite AGI Top Shot every day at Curly Canada on Instagram. Top Shots is brought to you by AGI, storage and handling equipment for agriculture. Yeah, that was part of that wonderful game last night from Dunstone Cooey and Nova Scotia fans in the house. Time for the numbers after 5, Kathy.
Well, a wonderful shot by Paul Flemming in 2 on his first to open things up, to give him a chance to get that 1 on his second. And then in the 5th end, what an opportunity for Mike McEwen and his team for 2 or maybe 3. But that tick on the guard, he did get 1, but that's a force when it could have been a couple of points. We talked about Scott as the 3rd coming into this game. Very even numbers. The edge right now to Reed Carruthers.
2-1 advantage for McEwen, Manitoba after 5. Great to have fans in the building and Max Center on this Tuesday morning. We'll step aside and return for the final 5 next.
The Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by Sponge Towels, made for real-life messes.
Manitoba, Nova Scotia.
Heavy. Whoa.
In our feature this morning, 2-1 lead for Mike McEwen. So the hammer back to Paul Flemming and his team out of the Halifax Curling Club, throwing the yellow stones with action underway here at 6.
Shot. No, it's hard to trust out here.
Control. Hey, good, bud.
You got it.
Well, it would have been very interesting to hear the conversation, particularly of the Manitoba team at that 5th end break. Obviously frustrated in 5, but more importantly, about what they're seeing with the ice, trying to get some confidence in release to Broom, and Broom being in the right spot. And also the weights. I think that sometimes that Manitoba's not made the shots perfectly. They've thrown bumper instead of hack. Or just that little bit of difference. And when you're playing with ice that curls this much or runs straighter with weight, it can really hurt you.
They're hard, maybe.
Girl. Really gotta go. Wait, sorry, bud.
All right.
Dead straight there. Good sweep.
Kathy, Jason Gudlickson 2-2. Brent Pierce 1-2 record as wild card in BC.
And an opportunity here for 2 with an open hit for Brent.
Brent Pierce and his team out of the Royal City Curling Club in New Westminster, British Columbia.
Clean it!
Yep.
You know, we were talking about the changes, the tick shot, obviously coming up. Well, Steve Gould, the coach of this team, was the first ever tick man, was he not?
He was the tick man. In fact, that was his nickname.
Really curling.
As he is the coach this year for that team.
Well done. It's really curling.
So a nice shot there from Brent and a 4-4 tie on sheet D.
Yep. Whoa. Good.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan.
Throw, bud. Sorry, Paul. Just not
Sorry, guys.
It's going to get there on the rods.
Sorry.
6-10, right? Yeah, I know.
I could chase it. Chasing it. Yeah, it's for fun. Hack.
Down hack.
Just through. You like that?
Yep.
Yep. Weight's good.
Whoa.
Yep.
Close.
Yep. Yes. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Not looking to sit on it yet too early in the end for Mike. Wants to roll a little bit to the wings.
Shot.
Nice shot.
Sweet.
Shot, Derek.
Yeah, I like that call better. I mean, blank's not.
Here you see Brad Jacobs, Northern Ontario, taking on Jamie Cooey, and I know he was disappointed that battle of the Brads. It was pretty one-sided, won by Brad Gushue, but 3-1 record, and Brad Jacobs bringing his A game this morning.
Well, and Brad Jacobs will be the first to tell you he does not focus on finishing first in his pool. It is about making it to the playoffs and then seeing what happens. But as you say, an opportunity here for 4.
Harding! Go!
Good. Great sweep.
Lovely, and look at that, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in the battle of the Kennedy brothers,
4 times, yeah.
you hear Mark say 4 times. Yeah, 6-1
Good throw, bud.
there for the team from the Sioux.
Easy.
And it will be interesting if Reed does not stick around, what Paul Flemming does. Does he peel the guard and try to keep it wide open?
Gotta go!
Or does he go?
Hard!
We've seen some defensive play this morning.
No.
Okay.
Colton Lott doing his best. And yeah, so you'll get your answer, Kathy. Here we go. What will Paul Flemming decide to do?
It's fine, Reed.
And he's going in.
Didn't throw that one positive.
It's okay.
I think Paul looked over at that corner stone to see if he could bury around it at all. But has decided that he's going to try to use that center guard.
All there. It's good ad.
T.
Don't want to.
T. That's
And the risk of going around the corner with last rock is that if you're deep at all, you give your opponent a chance to make it better.
Are we having conversations down there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was just straight heavy. I had 88.
Okay, I thought that'd be good because that's what we've thought it's been whole game.
Yeah, I know, but what was mine?
I had
your top. So you've heard both teams, some frustration, looking for maybe more communication. You heard that from the skip Paul Flemming. We heard it earlier from, Mike McEwen is his team. So, yeah, sometimes morning draw, whether it's ice conditions, it's your team. You're scratching your head. Both teams feeling that way at times in this game.
Well, and I do think that what Paul emphasized quietly there was the need to communicate more, share information, talk about paths, talk about weights, talk about tolerance.
Go ahead, bud. Clean, straight. What was that hook?
What's that?
It's a hook.
Shot around.
Yeah,
Good throw, bud.
a couple pounds harder.
Shot around.
Yeah.
Lots of finish at the end. That's the hook that Mike McEwen was talking about.
Hack. Lean. Just hack. Hack. Lean. How much? Hack. Lean. Just hack. Yep. Yep. Lean. Oh, wait only. Yep. Yep. Nice toss, bud. Good weight. Nice. Good. Good shot. That's good. Good toss.
It's that draw weight I can't find, eh?
12, 16.
Just bump. I think he just knows it. Sure. Trying to make a roll my last.
Yeah.
Don't want to roll on. Don't want to roll under yet.
Nope.
And the reason he doesn't want to roll under yet is then Paul comes down and sits on it, and now Mike has to make a very precise shot or give up two, but if he hits and stays out there, he doesn't think that Paul will want to roll behind. So you play hard for the steal on your second throw.
I go on that.
Clean.
Clean, clean, clean,
Whoa.
clean.
Clean.
Yep. Heavy.
Skip Stones here in 6.
Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Hard,
yep.
hard, hard,
yep.
hard, hard. Gotta go.
Yeah,
not
he did
that.
flip underneath. Yeah, you heard. That was his last comment.
Okay.
Whoops.
Good throw. Good weight.
Throw.
Wait,
Throw.
look, close. Wasn't light.
No, it's perfect. Curls there.
Your scroll lost.
And at home, it looks like it's a great shot because it's completely buried.
You
And
like,
the pressure
Like
is
it
on
blank?
Paul Flemming to make
Yeah.
it good, but if he
Oh, turn,
does,
hack weight. Yeah, okay.
he's
Not
playing
even
hack
hack.
weight.
Yeah, it's quite the accomplishment for Paul
We saw a
Flemming. There you
couple.
go.
Oh, yeah.
He say out-turn, hack weight?
Out-turn hack weight, yeah.
And he's played a lot of different
Once we're by the
roles.
guard, you go, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of Briers at that third
Yeah,
position.
Exactly. Might as well try to get some noise. Well, actually, no. No, we should roll away, yeah.
True.
Yeah, we don't want to noise.
No.
Guys like this?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. No rush.
Just enough to make it.
Okay.
Okay.
So option for sure to play the draw, but I think because it's so close to the button and there's so little real estate, he's
Hack.
electing to
Good
play
hack.
that quiet way, tap it back.
Yes! Yes! Weight's good. Weight's good. Hard! Hard!
Have to save it now, though. It makes its break.
Hard! You got it. You
Gotta
got it.
hold it around that center line to not hit that red stone, and they will.
There's no backup in that rock, is there?
So an unforced error.
Hey, Paul. Good weight.
And Mike McEwen can tighten the screws a little bit here now in the 6th end.
Thought I got out to you.
Yeah, just seems to curl a little early.
Inch, nice.
I guess.
How about here?
I mean, as long as we're line 2 with the horse, right? Like, I don't think the blank, you know what I mean, double is
pretty good.
Are we looking at this?
That curled, though, for him. I thought he was pretty tight. Okay, I looked like he had a decent amount of weight, too. Like, he wasn't light. He was throwing that edge of forward. He a little soft.
Yeah, just need a quarter. Just a hair tucked and it's good.
Yeah.
Just kind of edge on edge on edge.
Yeah,
So just trying to
it's only
get
gotta be an inch
underneath
under.
that
Yeah,
corner
even
guard,
edge
just
on
that
edge is
little
really
bit so there's no double.
He'd have to make a double for one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rams, it just has to be edge on edge is good.
Yeah.
And the edge on edge means
gotta
that
be
from the
better
hack,
after the
Paul
ball.
Fleming would see just all of the stone that is shot, just all of the stone that Mike is going to throw. So you're flirting with a tick, either of the guard or the stone that Mike's going to throw
Yeah, that makes sense.
for either.
Try and touch 4.
Okay.
A little hot. I got there.
Seventh appearance for
I thought
McEwen,
heavy.
and he's finished above
Mine's
500 at the Brier in every event until the
think
bubble
we're
last year in
4 foot.
Calgary, that 4-4 record.
T-line.
Stay close.
Tee by itself right now.
Okay, stay close.
Line's fine.
Stay with it.
It's close. It's
never
close.
Curl. Never curl. Stay with
One of
it.
the greatest games I've ever seen Mike play was that trials final in Ottawa
shot.
versus Kevin Cooey.
Oh,
That
sorry,
that game, one of the best of all time. It was brilliant.
Does it, Trent?
Throw.
Yeah. Just didn't give them sweeping weight. Would have been able to. Yeah, that makes sense.
But mission accomplished. Forces on here.
It does.
Paul Flemming has to draw against the 2 to get his single here in 6.
And it is a little bit of a pocket, but even if Mike is a little bit higher up in the house and closer to that guard, that stone is still going to be there to provide backing.
Yep.
Somewhere in that range. 95. Yeah.
90-95, yep.
What is that number,
Same way you
Kathy,
threw in
for
the
viewers at home not familiar? 90-95. What are they talking about?
That's the back line to the tee line. So that'll be 3.95. And then the hog line. It's from tee line to hog line.
I think we can go. Line's really good. Line's good.
Close. I think we're close.
Look, guys.
I think we're
Final
close.
stone in
Line's
6.
really good. No backing.
Stay down, stay down.
No backing. No backing.
Weight's good.
Line's really good. Yep.
Yep.
Paul Flemming. He's that Tim Hortons button.
Hard, Phil. Hard, Phil.
And a big finish here to drag it in.
Phil, come on, Phil. Come on.
Did they leave it too long? And they did. Wow.
Paul. Okay, Paul.
A steal of 2 out of nowhere for Mike McEwen and Team Manitoba. They lead by 3.
Yeah, you're right. Thought it was less.
This is really truck.
It is, yep.
Yeah, we just swept the heck out of his last one.
It is the 16th time the province of Alberta has hosted the Tim Hortons Brier back-to-back years. It was in the bubble in Calgary last year. Now, 2 hours down the highway south, Lethbridge, Alberta, NMAX Center. And we did not see that coming in 6. A steal of 2 for Mike McEwen. And really, it's been a storyline, Kathy. Both teams fooled at times by either the stones or some of the paths on this ice surface.
It almost feels like the day or the morning after they sharpen the stones at night, where they'll die really quickly, the anticipation's not there, and they haven't. They've not touched the stones since before this event started. And so it has the anticipation of the curlers and figuring out the paths.
Good shot.
We heard Reed talk to the team at the break that he's feeling that there's spots that are a little bit straighter this morning.
Block cut off a corner.
Reading ice is an art, and I think it's a really important one.
Probably this one would be better.
And when it changes, your ability to pick it up fast is huge.
Give me a number. T-line is what?
14-8.
Oh, this way too?
3 wildcard teams in the field, including Jason Gunlickson. Update time, he's taking on British Columbia.
Well, you can see that red shot stone belonging to Jason already in the house. Opportunity for 2 in a game that is going back and forth. And I think a real must-win for Jason.
Jason Gunlickson, 94% on his draws this morning here in Lethbridge. Wozniak, McEwen, the front end. See Adam Casey in the house. Yeah, that's a nice shot. So 2 and a 6-4 lead over BC.
Okay.
Just by top 4.
Okay. Just by top 4.
Yeah.
Now for Paul Flemming needs to leave some of those stones in play. Trying to find a way to score 2. If you make that double, then it's easy for Mike to go back and forth and force your hand.
Good, Ed?
No, a little bit.
So trying to freeze into that pocket.
Line's good. Line's good. Wait only. Line's good. Top 4. Wait only, guys.
Top 4, T.
Yep, line.
Oh, no, there it goes again.
Hard line.
Line's good.
Hard line. Line's good. Line's good.
Line's good.
No bounce. No bounce. No bounce.
Yeah, nice team shot there. Judgment from the sweepers and a nice throw from Ryan Abraham.
Just.
Half rock.
You're right, Dirk.
Half a rock. It goes right through the hole.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep, hard.
Whoa. Whoa. Wouldn't hurt to clip one. Or two.
Hard.
Derek Samagalski makes
I like
some
that
granite
better,
disappear.
Why did we not-
Just the one red stone remains. Did that bite though?
Yeah, I think so.
Played it a little too cute.
I got crooked eyes though.
Shove it.
Sort
Paul
of.
takes a look.
Double check it, guys. It's close.
It's out.
Okay, we heard the comment. It's out.
From this view, it looks like it is.
Same weight, I think, yeah.
What'd you guys get on that?
97.
Good
97.
ad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, by removing those stones and only having one in play, it lets Ryan now go after that corner guard.
Good ad.
Okay. Weight's good. Weight's good. Top eight.
Okay.
Top eight. T. You
Whoa,
got room
not
right
T.
now. Weight's there.
That's
T.
Phil's
T.
rock.
Back four.
Okay.
Not T.
Phil's
Back
rock.
eight
Whoa.
even. Back eight even. Get out of there.
Can you sweep, Phil?
Yes,
Yes, go. Not too deep. Hard.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, Ryan.
And the sweep is just trying to get that stone to
That's it.
move.
That's out, eh?
That's fine.
That felt like
I
the
think
same
so.
weight.
I had a little bit less on the clock, but you.
What kind of weight?
Hack.
Okay, bud. Should be still.
There's
full
Quebec
pop
in
here.
control. Felix Asselan throws the
Pretty
4
gradual.
stones for Team Quebec, up 8-2. Northern Ontario up by 4 on Jamie Cooey. And you saw the video update. It is Gunlickson, Team Wildcard 3, up 6-4 on
heavy.
British Columbia.
Solid.
It's gotta be close.
This is heavy.
Solid. Yep.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Really gotta go.
Hard, Darren.
Zamagalski. And could not get it by for Reed Carruthers. And it goes by everything.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go.
Hard, Darren. Push it. That was heavy too. Like that's
Stealing them.
pretty quick still. Well, that's bumper still. In this spot.
That's release again. And so lobbing another one behind that corner guard is the call.
Good ad. Weight's good. Top eight. Easy. You got room. Not too deep, guys. You got room. We can wait. We can wait. Okay, you got room. Not too deep. Who's in? Phil's rock. Phil's rock. Top four. Top four. Top
Always
eight.
Phil. Always Phil.
Always Phil.
Come on, you go.
Yep. Go, Phil. Go, Phil. Hard, Phil. Hard, guys.
Hard.
Both of you. Hard. Hard, Phil. Hard, bud. Good shot. Sweep.
All right, so a couple now for Nova Scotia behind the
What do you
corner.
think,
That
Paul?
one
Out.
Good
not
cut.
buried.
it's
You
out?
can see probably a quarter at least of that stone. There you go. There's a good look.
Unless they didn't do the rings right.
Hack.
What's that?
Hack.
Okay, so less.
Touch less. Yeah.
Touch your butt.
So you saw the slow movement on the last stone. So it's key for Reed to have hack weight.
Still heavy.
We'll get that swoop and remove that
Bumper.
stone on line 2.
Whoa. Curl. It's heavy. It's more weight.
Curl.
Curl.
Yeah, curl. Okay.
Ooh, that's
That's still bump.
That's solid bump. Okay. Shot, Reed.
Okay.
That one was for sure heavier than the last.
Shot, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure, Rob.
Wow, I threw quite a bit more in that one.
No, it's. If the rings are that out, then I'm gonna have to talk with Greg.
The other one, roll the other way.
Just get a black Sharpie and kind of just do them yourself there, Cap.
Yeah.
Just a little adjustment.
Yeah, not a lot of time, guys.
No.
Yeah, pretty
Ryan
incredible.
shot
You look
any
back
good?
at the great history of this event.
Ryan shot any good?
Last time Nova Scotia started 4-0 back in
feel like I wanna-
1952.
hit something and get behind a corner.
Don't mind.
No, that's no. He's got a double. You got to get behind. Even if you jam it,
If he just knows it, is it?
well, I was afraid if you nose it, then he just clips this one and goes onto there. Right?
Yeah. I would just hate to only get to there,
Yeah, I
he
know.
doubles, and then.
Yeah. I don't think a nose is that good, Scott. It's kind of natural, isn't it?
I think we
I
either
think
call...
we got to take that on.
Okay. I think we, call something or take a timeout
Yeah.
and talk about it. Okay?
Board weight, hit and roll behind the corner.
Okay.
So they've talked about removing one of the stones and rolling behind the corner. The problem is if you try to go after that stone and you roll right here, there's the double and you're out. And that's why they're electing to play the stone to roll the other way. You don't want to stick right on the nose. Trying to get the roll behind the corner.
Board.
Good board.
Good board.
Close.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Let him know.
Hard, Ryan.
Good board.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Hard. Okay. That's right. Okay.
So Scott Zachary, little roll.
It's like dead. He felt so dead.
Yeah.
I don't think I really gave that.
Yeah. Just keep him moving because we're way down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Need a little more ice, I think.
Yeah, it felt like a good throw.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Kind of wait.
He's going to have to make a roll. Or...
Heard that comment.
We'll have to roll.
We're way
Easy,
down.
Easy, bud.
I think he just
Team
straight rolls
Manitoba
it.
about 15 minutes
like
of
it.
thinking time on the clock,
You'll
and
have to
Nova
make a roll.
Scotia just over 10.
That is a big
There
difference.
you can see it left of your screen on the scoreboard.
Ideally, you want to allocate 4 minutes per end. And we're in the 7th, so with 3 full ends to go,
Easy.
Clean.
that's tight for Nova Scotia.
Clean.
It's still two timeouts for both teams. 90-second timeouts for each team still available.
Whoa, line. Whoa, on its own, on its own. Whoa. Sit there.
Good spot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He makes double jams.
That's good. Nice shot, Mike.
Was the hair on the strong side?
Yeah, a bit. Solid, easy.
It wasn't too. Yeah, it was solid.
Solid.
Pretty good.
It wasn't too far.
There. Who's second?
We can't do this, can we? No, because that's just going to line it up. And if
Yeah.
we go here, then he's probably just going to lock one on. So I think we got to nose it.
Yeah.
I like that weight you threw.
Okay. Just nose.
Okay.
Nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might want to roll into the mix, feeling that if you hit and roll in front of that red stone, that maybe Mike chases you and you jam. But the other option is that Mike can choose to guard and then you're chasing. So trying to hit that one, knowing that Mike will chase it. And for Paul Flemming, if he has to make the nose hit for the single, he will.
Board. Same way. Lead. Board. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Lead. Yep.
Clean.
Yep. Good.
Shot.
That's good.
Nice throw, bud.
Nice. Thanks.
Trying to figure out if a nose will in fact outcount the other Nova Scotia stone at the back.
Okay.
Easy?
Anything low is good
Yeah.
here, bud.
Is that what we had?
Same
Yeah,
height,
yeah,
I'll be
same.
patient because I'd rather give it a chance than touch high.
You could dead nose or just a shade
Yeah.
low. Shade low's good too.
Yeah, for sure. Same kind of weight, I'm guessing.
So any
Yeah, I
roll to
agree.
the left
Yeah, good toss.
will be a hit for 2 for Nova Scotia. So for Mike, key to get to the nose or a little bit of roll to the right as you look at it.
Two rocks left in this 7th end. Final still on the way from Mike McEwen.
Little left.
Clean.
Yep.
Hard, Derek.
Yep.
Hard, Derek.
Hard.
Derek.
Derek Samagalski
Hold it there.
trying to hold it.
Yep. Yes!
The flip inside.
Nice shot, Mike.
Now,
It's
can
fine.
you
Should be
make the
jamming.
double, avoid
Shot,
the
Mike.
jam,
That's
and get your 2?
You can probably get it over top.
You could probably get it over the top, as he said.
Have to roll it.
You're going to clip this. Need it to go across the top.
I think we're looking at like a good normal here.
Yeah, I was thinking firm.
Firm. Yeah, it's got to go sideways.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Just a tiny bit high.
I mean, there's no other shot, eh?
No.
No, there's not.
Yeah, let's go.
It's just a
I know,
hair
I keep trying
high,
to move
right?
them along, but they're not, so.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying.
Just a hair high, Phil.
Just a hair high?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Firm.
Firm? Okay.
Yeah.
So really, 7th end, you check the scoreboard. A must-make here. Final stone on the way. Paul Flemming needs the double. Has to avoid the jam and try get his 2, get back in this game. Fleming, 1, 2, avoid the jam,
Nice
and
shot.
he will. What a shot. A must-make, and he
Nice
does
shot.
it. Paul Flemming, big score of 2.
What a wonderful shot. Made contact with that back one.
Wouldn't mind check
let's
that.
just put a
And
stick
now
on
I
it,
think
yeah.
we'll see a stick go on that stone that they think is out in the event. Might be for 3.
Just enough. A little graze of the yellow, but it stays in play. Yeah, you betcha. So they're going to put the stick to that back one that both teams figured was out.
Well, if you're scoring 2, there's no harm in doing it, even if you think it's out.
Yeah, you don't get a 2-minute penalty.
It's not a flag on the play, and
No.
Wasco has done a
Worth
good
a check.
job.
Thanks.
And so did this guy. That was a big shot for Nova Scotia. Paul Flemming picks up a pair. He is within 1 of Mike McEwen.
And it'll be 3 straight Canadian championship. Carey Anderson.
Carey's team, you're strong. You got it.
You guys are so consistent. I haven't seen anything like this in years.
I can't say enough good things about that team. I think they've been dominant over the last quad.
Good luck. We're cheering for you. We know you're the best. Just play the way you're capable of and have some fun.
I'm sure they're going to enjoy it so much, and I'm so glad that's able to happen for them this year, and hopefully they'll go kick some butt.
Give her hell out there. We're all pulling for you. Super proud of you guys.
Just to go out there and do the same thing at the World Championships and bring it all home for Canada.
You won the Canadian Championship, won the Scotties. Let's go out and prove that you're the best team. Good luck at the Worlds. We're cheering for you.
Totally deserving of that Scotties victory. Can't wait to watch him, Prince George, go out there and compete and wear the maple leaf.
They're going to be great out there, and just make sure Coach Reed gets fed on time. He gets a little hangry.
Don't take anything for granted, and give her. We'll be watching.
Yeah, how fitting, Kathy, on International Women's Day. Some of the best to ever do it. There is the field. Very excited. It all begins on March 19th.
And some new names. You see, of course, Anna Hasselberg. What a talent she is. And the gold medalist not representing Scotland. Some of the teams that played in the Olympics just stepping back. Countries wanting to get new teams with the experience. It is a wonderful field, and Carey will be in great shape going in.
And of course, Reed Carruthers, the coach. You heard Mike say, yeah, he gets hangry, so feed him.
Maybe a sandwich at the end of this end.
Just awesome, though. So best of luck, Carey Anderson, and your team. I know you'll do Canada proud in Canada. So back to our feature, 4-3 Manitoba. You know, that steal in 6 we did not see coming. And then what a response. Paul Flemming, a wonderful shot to pick up 2. So it is Manitoba up by 1 with Hammer throwing the Red Rocks here in this 8th end.
But
I love the
what does he even do here? Like, when you rip, and everything's condensed.
If I peel, what's he doing?
You just make sure the top one goes.
Well, I'm just saying, if I peel, what's he doing?
What's he doing?
Drawing. He's in turn drawing.
Well, I'm just asking Mike. Well, that's then.
I guess he's probably like this doesn't really help him.
I'm okay if you want to play the little flip under.
I think that's the call.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
You like that?
Whatever you like, Mike. Whatever you're feeling.
Just the peel keeps it simple.
I think this is a no-brainer.
Why don't we call timeout? This is a big shot. Timeout!
Yeah,
Timeout!
they need a timeout. They are on completely different pages. Mike clearly wants that long guard gone.
Like if we pooch this, then it's a really bad situation. Like
So their first time out in, out comes Coach
even
Ruffin.
let's say we nose it, guys.
It's still in a really good
then
spot.
he taps it. Like if we nose it, he taps it. It's a wall back here, and it's 2 centers. I think we have to rip. This is coming in here. That's a bait shot. It has to be like if you roll too far or you nose it, he's got, and then it's a wall and we're into it. I think you got to rip.
Then he draws in.
This rip is a scoreboard call. Where's he drawing?
This is the smart shot.
I think you have to rip.
This is the only rock. This rock. These are going to hurt us eventually.
Well, Derek, like if we overroll or let's say we nose it and he makes a tap, like and with 2 guards, we're into it.
What do you like, Reed?
We only need to get 1 here.
Sure. Then this is the call.
Let's rip it then.
Then we rip.
If getting 1's the call, that's
sure. Rip.
Yeah, let's rip it.
Just try the 1, right? Just peel.
Yeah, I mean you could give it a go.
It's up. I mean, I could.
The discussion that was had was very similar to what was had when the clock was running. Mike is very, very firm that running these stones, first of all, you're up 1, and you have last rock, and it's the 8th end. All of those are key
give
factors.
Give it a go if you want. I'm not sure it's necessary.
Okay.
Let's just get the guard.
I think you just hammer the top, and that's good.
Okay.
The more rocks in play, the happier Paul Flemming will be in this end, because the better the odds that he's going to have something that he can tap back, freeze to, and either force or steal. I love the peel.
Good. And you got it, and they got it. Away it goes.
To me, this spells blank.
Well, the edge for Derek at the 2nd position.
Hi.
Whoa.
I think you're there. There. Halfway. Get into the slow stuff.
Needs to stop.
Get into the slow stuff. To the other one.
Well, one of the shots that they talked about was making a play on the Yellowstone belonging to Nova Scotia in the house. And then you're forcing Paul Flemming to play in. This was to be a long guard.
Okay, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
I think that works.
I think it's close.
Okay, Ryan.
Thin.
Okay.
Core.
Sure. Just smooth.
Yeah, just smooth.
Hard!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Should be okay.
Hey.
Sorry.
Sweeping that out of my hand for.
Sorry, bud.
Oh my God.
Sorry, bud.
It's okay.
It's a good shot.
Guard. Yeah.
Well, all he needed was a little bit more, and both of them go.
Right on the center
And
line.
so Nova Scotia will
good.
once again try to throw another guard.
Line's good. Line's good.
Line's pretty good. Needs to curl a little.
Line's good.
There you
No,
go.
line's
Just here.
good.
Weight's good.
Get it to center, Phil.
2 of you. 2 of you. Yep, go Ryan.
Yep. Yep. Go to the center.
Yep, 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 yep.
Hurt.
Nice shot.
Good shot.
No questioning Phil's work ethic on the Prachi. It's
boy.
all they got as we look at the numbers comparing the thirds and
Nothing to choose.
Well, yeah, we like to peel the top.
You know the shot's this.
I don't like.
No.
Let's just
I
peel
don't
the
love
top.
that.
That's the one hurting us because he can make the intern draw.
I think you ripped this.
Kathy, after the timeout, I mean, that's the stone that's going to bug him. Rip the top.
Well, and ironically, it was Mike selling it earlier, and this time it was the team selling it to Mike. The same philosophical reason that you peeled it initially, you're peeling it now.
So shot stone, still Manitoba, back button with hammer here in 8.
And it's a little bit of a case of who will blink first. This is the guard going back one more time.
A little deeper. Weight's good.
Halfway. Solid halfway.
Okay. Weight's good.
Halfway. Clean.
Over
Halfway now.
curling, guys. Over curling. Whoa.
Whoa. Clean it there.
Yeah.
I don't want to clean it because I may.
Whoa, just clean. Whoa, just clean. Nice shot. Thanks. That's definitely a pig.
That's a slow raw. Yeah, without a doubt.
I had more weight there. It's nice that kind of butt bumped.
I think we got to lock one in there, bud.
So another peel for Reed Carruthers.
Clean.
Good.
And now is the time to come in the house for Nova Scotia.
Yeah, that's no good.
Okay. Is that enough? One more.
Okay. Yeah, we do have to. We have to play it fairly tight, though.
Yeah.
We've got to try to get to the nose.
Yeah. Lock it in there.
Yeah.
Well, you heard earlier when there was the discussion, Mike McEwen thought that the play for Nova Scotia might be the tap-in of their own stone and didn't feel that they would play this in-turn draw. That is the shot that Paul Flemming is going to.
I like a 95.
Yeah, 95. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But needs to get to the nose, otherwise that run back is available for Mike, and it will disappear.
Skip stones here in 8, the first
close.
from Paul Flemming.
That's good. Tough. How much? Tough forward. Whoa. Whoa. Got to be there. Room. Got to be there. Line's good. Line's
Got to go weight.
Hard. Got to go. Hard.
And this stone is grinding down.
Keep going. Never give it up.
Just not going to get there.
Okay.
That's all. What'd you get?
403.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Sorry, bud.
Well, he's made a lot of shots.
Probably the best shot.
That's perfect.
Today, the one that probably reduced him from even being higher was that tick on the guard in 5.
Bump. Yeah.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. All right, update time. Let's check in on Gunlickson wildcard and Team British Columbia, Brent Pierce.
Well, last end, Jason Gunlickson able to steal 2. You see it is 2 right now. I think he's trying to hit it on the nose and make the triple. It can get his own. It'll pop to the inside. Has to hit it really thin.
Keep going.
Jeff Richard calling line in the house for BC. And just over the top, it'll be a steal of 1 for Gunlickson. Meantime in our feature.
Good game, Brent. Good luck.
And that's handshakes. So that'll do it on sheet D as Gunlickson improving to 3-2. And a third loss for Pierce. Meantime, our feature, you see McEwen, the hit, avoids the jam.
Thanks. Good game. Good luck. Thanks, Stevie.
And he'll hit the 3. So 9-4 the final on sheet D. Gunlickson 3-2.
Have to sweep it through the spot.
You think something funny happened here?
Yeah, I do.
It's got to be.
And that really has been the conversation, Kathy. This sheet A on the wings by the crowd side has really had them,
on the pin,
both teams fooled at times. And now this is such a critical shot without hammer here. Facing 3, final one to come for Paul Flemming.
Before the rings? I do, I think it's just that spot. Okay. So it is a few feet heavier on this side.
And it's huge for Paul Flemming to know whether it is the path, so that he needs to add an extra couple of feet, or whether that was just something that happened that one time. And you hear the confirmation from the team, feeling he does need to throw more, and for the brushers, knowing that it's going to pick and stop quicker in this path.
So a massive shot here in the game, a potential game saver. without hammer. Final stone here. Paul Flemming here in 8.
Heavy.
Ryan Abraham trying to carve it in. Got to find the hole. Get off that red stone, though, in time. A little rub, a little roll.
Okay.
And they are second shot stone.
Yeah.
Top 4
Not
shot
terrible.
stone belongs to Manitoba.
Great weight.
With this.
It's just you get this for 3 for fun.
What do you mean? This is nose on the yellow. There's no danger. We always score.
Okay.
You think this?
For 3?
Yeah, this probably just punches it.
This is a pretty. You can
Yeah.
hit the yellow first. You can hit the red first.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty natural.
Actually, you just come off the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You're getting too analytical.
He was scared me there.
Mike was talking about this run.
I was scared when you said the
Yeah,
yellow.
same
It was
time
just
is
to hit
good.
The problem with the
Red is
yellow
good.
run
Okay. Phew.
is that if you ever catch the top one, it doesn't do you any good. That's
Yeah, it
what
never
Mike
pumps
was
down,
looking
so
at.
it's fine.
But you hit this right in the crotch in the middle. That yellow one is going across the top.
come
You're
right
not
off
playing the nose hit on the yellow. You're trying to get right in the middle of the red and the
just
yellow
smooth,
for
like-
3.
Sure, bud.
I don't have to whip this.
No, good toss, here, Mikey.
It's pretty straight.
That was pretty funny. Derek was like, what's going on here, Skipper? What call we doing?
Well, I think Mike was just thinking, well, if I play the Yellowstone where I can see it, it's going to jam back. So maybe I'll play the run back. But this right in the middle is no risk.
So a chance to really put a stamp on this game. Final stone, Mike McEwen.
Curl!
You got a hard curl.
Gotta go, Derek. Curl! Curl!
Chance to pick up 3, hit the red, move the yellow just enough, and he does. Pop it over.
I thought we were nosing.
A big 3 spot for Mike McEwen.
3. Okay, good job, bud. Good job. Good job, buddy. Okay, good job.
Oh, my best throw.
7-3. Not his best throw, but he'll take the 3 spot, and he leads after 8.
Yeah. Weight's good. Yep. Gotta go.
Welcome back to EdMax Center here in Lethbridge. Our feature matchup, Manitoba, Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Keep it high.
And after some conversation, Mike McEwen hit the crotch,
Maybe it'll
picked
hang
up
around
his
for
3,
a
and a commanding lead now 7-3. But Kathy, what strikes me is the communication there, and
Rings,
you can
there's
take
still
us
a
through it. There was obviously a couple option of what you could do, and I think Derek Samagalski was relieved when Mike finally decided to play the shot that they called.
And in fairness to Mike, sometimes as a skip, you're just watching the outcome of the stone. So it came in, and Mike's thinking, how do I get rid of it? And if you hit what you can see, it's going to go onto your own. So he immediately looked to play the run, not even thinking about the crotch. And sometimes you just don't see that, and that's why it's a team of 4.
Easy.
And Derek just came right in and said, this is easy.
Okay, Scott, if you can.
And Mike
Scott,
immediately saw the
Weight's
shot.
good.
He was just very focused on getting rid of it without looking at all the options.
Yep. Just clean it in. Clean it in.
Nice shot. Attaboy.
Sweeping, guys.
Shot, bud.
Nice double guard when that first one's long.
Okay, give me a number, boys.
No point having 2
14,
guards, 1 on either side, especially on ice that moves as much as this. So you protect again by 2 corners.
That's heavy.
That's close.
Line's a little tight.
I think it's there.
Not bad.
Try to square it up. We
Top
might be a
4 right
little
now.
hot.
Still T line. Still
Curl.
T.
Curl, just dig on it, Colt.
Dig,
Just
dig,
dig.
dig, dig, dig.
Just get it level. Keep
Dig,
going,
dig,
keep
dig.
going. You're moving it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Good. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, hey, Savvy.
I almost
That's fine.
recovered from it.
Now those 2 red stones present a double opportunity, and so Paul Flemming threw those 2 guards, now trying to use them.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Top 8.
Hard
Line's
line.
good. Back.
Hard
back
line.
T.
How's weight?
Line's
Weight's
good.
close. Weight's good now.
Okay, even back 8's good.
Line's good.
Weight's good now. Back
Phil's
4.
rock.
Back 4.
Phil's rock.
Phil.
Phil.
Hard, Phil. Thank you.
Hard, bud.
Hard.
Hard. Get it over there.
You gotta go, Phil.
Okay, good.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's okay.
And just hangs on there for Ryan Abraham.
Feel a tight one, right?
Yeah.
I guess this is open if you kill the middle one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Shouldn't do much here, eh?
No.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. Good. Sweet. Go. Sweet.
Oh, nicely done. That long one is not a threat because it is so long. Doesn't matter where you would put it behind it. It could be reached with quieter weight. That's why it's peeled, and that's why it's going to be replaced.
Good ad, right?
Good ad. Big ad. Halfway. Up there. Phil. Halfway. Phil. Halfway. Okay. Hard, Phil. Wine's getting good. Guys. Fill in. Wine's getting good. Wine's good. Whoa. Let it sit. Nice.
Too much ice, I think.
Okay.
Good.
That's good.
That's
good. That's good. Good throw, right? You're just peeling the middle one.
So 8-4 Quebec, obviously in control in that contest, and Northern Ontario up by 4 as well. And then the lone hammer there, tucked in on the right-hand side. That game actually is now a final. It's
bonus hammer for anyone who wants it.
Wild card Penlicton did beat British Columbia 9-4, so handshakes already in that contest.
Throw around. Real good. Good toss.
Is that open if you're almost buried? Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Okay, well.
Christmas tree then?
I think you can just bite. Yeah. Give it a go. Yeah.
It's open. Got to leave him one.
Yeah, you heard the conversation. For Scott, if he's perfectly buried, that back stone will be open. And Mike McEwen is just going to remove whatever stone is easiest to remove.
Top 8.
Given the score.
Even.
Well then.
So trying to show just a little bit of each.
Top 40. Okay. Phil?
It's back 4.
So Kathy, both teams have the afternoon off, then right back at it for Manitoba. They're taking on the undefeated wild card #1 team in Brad Gushu tonight. And Nova Scotia will take on Brent Pierce and British Columbia.
Okay.
Scott.
I think for Mike McEwen and his team, they want to come out of this game with confidence.
And another final. Yeah, a nice little embrace from the brothers there. Glenn and Mark Kennedy playing against each other for the very first time at the Brier. As Brad Jacobs, another win. Their only blemish thus far to Brad Gushu in that battle of the Brads.
And I think that's a game that Brad Jacobs would say was just not on from word go. It just, they did not get out of the chute very well, and Brad Gushu made them pay.
Curl.
Yeah, Gushu had that
really
one in-off early on in the game. Ended up scoring a 3. And that really took the momentum in that particular contest.
Just throwing. He's
just throwing ball. Yeah, he's throwing a level hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ram.
A little more than bump.
And that's something you talk about, a big game tonight. You hope the team comes together, sits down, maybe using their coach as well, and Rob Meakin, who, by the way, Reed talks about Rob. He called him, I remember, even in the bubble. Rob's essential service. He's a guy they really need, and he handles the egos. He gets the conversations going, so I'm sure they'll sit down. And taking nothing away from Manitoba. Obviously, they battled hard. They're likely going to win this game, but a really nice big test tonight versus Gushu.
Okay, don't want to.
Don't want to at all. Have to.
Don't want to.
Don't want to. It's back to it.
Yeah, have to. Just don't tap it out.
We're almost tapping it out.
Okay.
That works.
His rocks are so different.
Yeah.
What'd you have on that one?
Same. I had the same time.
Did you? Okay.
What'd you have?
I think it's more gradual than it was.
Yeah, like, are you seeing a little less ice than that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what he sees in that. You got the whole rock and then some. Yeah. You got.
Getting gradual here.
Yeah, you got the whole rock almost too. If you ever want to throw.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to get it out though because it's off.
Okay, a little bit off.
Like I think we just sit in there.
Sure. Yeah. Sit.
Number line 3,
like
right?
Yep.
It's a quiet weight.
I don't know what happened.
That was where my pick was.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, just bump.
Okay, bud.
Just try to hit and stay.
Yeah, how good is this? You know, Kathy, obviously the Brier is special. You want to come, you want to win, but there's always storylines. And there you see Glenn on the right, Mark on the left. They got family, friend, their kids in the house as well. And that's a memory they will never forget. And they played good. Kennedy was 90%, and Glenn Kennedy was 85. So Mark got him in the game.
Just
by 5 percentages, but I'm sure Mark will remind him, yeah, I got a +1 on you, big guy. That's really cool. So a nice story for the...
Good shot.
Yeah, how good is that?
Aww.
Dad goes, sorry, Uncle Mark. Yeah, really special moment. And the one thing, you know, they lost their dad, unfortunately, a couple years ago. So that's the one thing. It'd be pretty cool. I'm sure Dad's looking down and real proud of those two boys. So
Aw, the Kennedy family.
something that they will never
Terrific.
forget. Awesome. Awesome stuff.
And it's hard. I think that people think it's so great to play your family, but I know that Kevin Cooey has said in the past his least favorite game is playing Jamie. There's no joy in beating your brother. You're both in here to try to do well and try to win.
If I make it too good, he just has to guard any of this. Right?
They're probably playing a long angle slash. Do you like the dog? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's true, Ryan. Yeah.
Okay. Not that you probably want to play that. But.
Sliding good there?
Yeah, it is sliding.
Yeah,
it's sliding good.
A good nose by Mike.
Got to go a bit.
Try to get right down on top of that. Still looking at those 2 stones in the 4-foot as a double on his final.
How much?
Needs to make a perfect freeze.
Top 4. Go then.
Never back to it. Never to it.
Hard, go.
Make it close.
Go. Hard. Hard.
Go, go, go. Never stop.
Hard, go, go. Go, go, go.
Good sweep, guys.
And it will settle in for third shot rock.
Throw, bud.
Good sweep.
See in there?
It's behind the guard, but that guard is so long.
You made the point, Kathy. It's almost not even there earlier in the end. It was that one that was closer near the Tim Hortons Cup. That was the danger rock, which is long gone.
Just easy. Okay. Oh, it's good, Ron.
Okay.
Easy way.
Okay.
All right, let's check in now on Quebec. Mike Fournier. It's Felix Asselin throws the 4 stones for this team, taking on Nunavut and Peter Mackey.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the shot stone is Peter Mackey's. It is in the back of the 4-foot. No real way to tap it back for 4. So this is the draw. Needs a bite of the button to score.
Line's good. Clean.
In our feature,
You got backing now.
nice little pick from Mike McEwen. Makes the yellow go away. And Felix Asselin, lovely draw away. There he is, top 4. Gets the single, and that will be handshakes. So Nunavut dropping to 0-4, and Mike Fournier, win number 2. 9-4 the final on sheet B, so the only game remaining is our feature on sheet A.
And so now needs to make the double to score.
Final stone in 9, Paul Flemming.
Whoa, yep. Whoa.
And his 10th Brier appearance.
Clean, clean. Whoa. Nice throw, bud.
Good. Well done.
Good, eh?
Sorry?
Nicely executed, picks up a single.
Shot. Shot, Paul. Finish it out or no? Good? Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Thanks,
And
guys.
yeah, they decided.
Thanks, guys. Good job.
That'll do it.
Good job.
So nice for Paul Fleming. Good finish there. That nice double gets a single, but it is the win for Mike McEwen. Team Manitoba, 7-4 the final score. And that's the last game remaining. We'll step aside and wrap up our coverage next from Lethbridge.
The Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Wasn't the result he wanted, but hey, why not a photo? Game 100 in Paul Fleming's Brier career, so very cool. And yeah, Photos flying. Good win for Team Manitoba. And Mike McEwen. Gregor Watzko doing the photo taking there. How good is that? All right, that brings us to the game story here, Kathy.
Well, the double by Nova Scotia and Paul Flemming really put them back within one, but then very quickly Mike McEwen made the hit that led to 3 and really capped off the deal. There's some wonderful numbers from Mike McEwen, maybe a little tentativeness in strategy and in line calling, but he sure is executing well.
The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. Great numbers, 91% from McEwen, your updated standings. So, Pool A, Dunstone, Botcher undefeated. Top 3 from each side make the playoffs. Pool B, Gushu 4-0, Jacobs 4-1, Flemming and McEwen now at 3-1. And of course, it's McEwen and Gushu tonight.
Just feel grateful to be able to come back here and to compete. You know, this is, I think, my 6th one now, so they're all unique in their own way and definitely don't take it for granted.
It's so awesome to be here at a Brier, and I'm 59 years old, and yeah, how many more of these do I have in me? And just to be able to play here with the best teams in our country, we're going to have to light it up, though. We got to bring our A game and step it up a notch.
18th Brier appearance for Glenn Howard for Colton Flash, his first time here as a skip. That is our feature this afternoon. Russ Howard. Mr. Howard is back, of course, and Kathy Gauthier. All the action for you, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TSN. It is Ontario. It is Saskatchewan. And a great job from all of our wonderful women on TSN on International Women's Day. Great to celebrate. Kathy, you, I've had a lot of fun. It's my final game.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too. So thanks for all your hard work, and thanks for watching right here on Canada Sports Leader, TSN. We'll see you this afternoon at the Tim Hortons Brier.